Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be making this really cute Rae Dunn inspired pillow cover. Now you can use this pillow cover for any type of pillow. It doesn't have to be a Rae Dunn inspired, and it doesn't even have to be personalized. But we're going to use our Cricut Easy Press when we're all done making the cover, and we're going to make this look like a Rae Dunn inspired pillow. You can see Brinkley's loving it. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is start out with our pillow form. I found this one at Walmart. Mine is 12 by 16, but you can get these at most any fabric store or hobby store, or like I said, I got mine at Walmart. This one is 12 by 16. I'm going to use it in the landscape mode, meaning I'm going to use the 16 for the wide part of the pillow and the 12 inches for the height. Now I'm using a 6x9 drop cloth. This is in the painting section at Walmart. It was like $3.88. It's 6 foot by 9 foot. And this makes the perfect shabby chic Rae Dunn farmhouse looking pillow, and you can get a ton out of this drop cloth. So you guys know with the placemat projects, I like to recycle and reuse things that you might not otherwise think of. So again, I'm going to use the 16-inch measurement for the width of my pillow. So for whatever yours is, you're going to take the width plus 1, and that's going to be your width of your fabric. And then on the length of the fabric, the height of the fabric, you're going to take the height times 2 plus 6. So mine is 12 inches times 2 is 24 plus 6 is 30. So you can see I cut mine so that I had this finished edge on one side. If you don't, that's fine, but that's just going to save me one step. So I used the edge of the canvas that's already folded so that you don't have any raw edges, but we need to take care of the opposite raw edge on the short end. And I also used the edge of one of the sides, which is finished, but I'm going to treat it as if it wasn't. So we have 2 raw edges on our length, and we have a raw edge on our height. So we need to take care of the short edge. We're just going to fold that down 1/4 inch and then press it, and then fold it down again, press it, and then you're going to stitch that down just to secure those raw edges inside your seam. So go ahead and fold it down 1/4 inch, press, fold it down again, press, and stitch across the top. So I have mine pressed. You can see it here. I have folded it down 1/4 inch, pressed, folded it down again, pressed, and now I'm just going to stitch right across the top. All right, now that we have that done, you should have 2 finished edges. Here's the end that I just stitched, and again I used the end on the other opposite end that was the end of the canvas already, or the drop cloth, so it was already finished. So I'm just going to leave that one as is, but if yours isn't finished on both ends, make sure you treat both ends the same, folding those under. Now we're going to establish where the halfway mark is by folding this in half and just kind of lightly finger crease it. And then you're going to take one of the short ends and fold it just past that center mark by about 3 to 4 inches. It doesn't have to be exact, but just make sure that it's straight, and I'm using the grid on my self-healing mat to line that up. So again, if you open it up, this is folded past the center line. 1, 2, 3, there's my center line. So 3 inches past the center line, and that is where my edge is meeting, and I'm lining that up on my self-healing mat to make sure that it's straight. And then we're going to take the opposite side, and we're looking at our seams. Your seams should be facing up. And we're going to take that opposite side, and we're going to overlap that by 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. So you want to overlap that other edge right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, by 4 inches. So again, there's 4 inches between the edge of one side and the other, 4 inches. Once you have that measured into place, 4 inches, you can also, if it's easier for you, before you fold it, just mark it with a fabric marker, 4 inches from the edge, and then line it up that way. But once you have that all lined up, and make sure that it's pretty straight, pretty square, it helps to really work on a self-healing mat or a grid. But I'm just going to use some Wonder Clips and clip this right into place. This is probably one of the easiest sewing projects ever. This is also a great tutorial to use just to cover pillows that you have laying around the house. You want to change them out for the season, you can just slip a new cover over it and it comes, you can take it off and on and wash it, do whatever you want. I'm just going to secure the middle with a couple of pins just to make sure that everything stays put. So it should be looking something like this. And you want to kind of make sure that everything is squared up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to be pretty close. I can see my left side is up just a little bit. I'm going to pull that into alignment. All right, so now we're going to sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance down both sides. Now when you get to the overlaps, you might want to backstitch a little bit. This is going to be the opening where the pillow gets stuffed in and out, but use a 1/2 inch seam allowance and sew up both of the short ends, and then you want to zigzag off of the edge so that that keeps that from fraying. Or if you want to, you can just sew both of those seams with a serger, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, so once you have your seams sewn shut and your edges all cleaned up, you're going to turn this right side out, and technically you could be done. If you used a pattern fabric or you just wanted a plain canvas pillow cover, you're done. There's nothing else you need to do. You're just going to turn this right side out and put your pillow form in. But regardless whether you're going to keep on going, I would check it at this point, make sure that it fits your form. This is still pretty easy to take apart and reassemble if you need to make any adjustments. So I'm just going to shove my form right inside that envelope that we just created, and you're going to tuck that inner one inside, and it should overlap just like this. And there you have it. You have a simple pillow form that you could use to cover any decorative pillow, and it's not permanent. So you could change it out for the season, or you could change it out with your decor, whatever works. So we're going to step ours up a notch, and we're going to make this a Rae Dunn inspired. And for that, I'm going to use my Cricut Easy Press. You can see I've already cut out the word relax. It's mirrored, and I cut that out of Cricut Iron On. So we're going to use the Easy Press and the Easy Press app. Now, if you don't have, it's not an Easy Press app, it's really just a shortcut, but I put it on my desktop on my phone or my wallpaper of my phone, so I have easy access to this. And it's a really nifty thing to use. If you want to see how to do that, I've got a video on that. I'll link it in the description below the video. But it's hard to see this on here. You just simply open it up, you put in canvas, you put in what type of iron-on you're using. We're using Cricut Everyday Iron-On, and it tells me that I need this Easy Press set at 340 for 30 seconds. So again, I cut this out on my Cricut Maker. You can cut this out with a Cricut Explorer or whatever die cutting machine you have. You want to make sure you mirror when you're using iron-on, and I'm just using the Everyday Iron-On. So the first thing you need to do, I'm working on top of an Easy Press mat. The first thing you need to do is pre-press your fabric. So while this is heating up to the correct temperature, I'm going to go ahead and pre-press the pillow form or the pillow cover that we made. And you really just need to press the area that you're going to be pressing, but might as well get all those wrinkles out, right? So while we're waiting for this to preheat, we're going to continue to press this and get it all straightened out. Now, when I go to press this, I don't want to press on those seams where the fabrics overlap in the back that create the envelope. So what I'm going to do is put the Easy Press pillow or the Easy Press mat inside of the pillow form, and that's going to give me a nice flat surface to press on. So I'm just going to turn this over and put the Easy Press mat inside so that the correct side is facing the side that we're going to be pressing on, which is the smooth side. And again, this keeps me on a even surface when I'm pressing the word on. I don't want to press over those seams because that won't give me a really nice adhesion. So you can eyeball this. I'm mostly an eyeball kind of gal, but if you want to measure it, you can measure it. I'll grab my T-square here and see if we can get this somewhat centered. You could also fold it in half and fold your transfer in half and figure out the centers that way. But for me, I don't care if it's exact. Part of the Rae Dunn inspired farmhouse look is not absolutely perfect, and I kind of like it that way. So I really do like using this drop cloth. It is the perfect backdrop for this style of decor. If you like the country chic, shabby chic, farmhouse chic, rustic look, this is a really nice way to inexpensively create some home decor. So I'm going to put the Easy Press right on top of my design, and since this canvas is somewhat textured, it actually has quite a bit of texture, you want to put a little more pressure than you normally would on it. And that's just so that the vinyl or the iron-on gets pressed into the fabric without any air pockets. So put a little bit of pressure on it. You can see I'm not uncomfortably holding on to it, but I am pushing down with some pressure. So we're going to hold this until the timer goes off, and then we're going to let it cool for a few seconds. And once it's cooled, it doesn't have to be totally cool. It's a warm peel, but you want to let it cool down just a little bit. It gets really hot on top of that Easy Press mat. So you're just going to peel it back really slowly, and look at that. We have a really cute Rae Dunn inspired relax pillow. Now I will link the font. It's called the Skinny. I got it off of the font. So I think this is a really fun, easy project, and it's really, really cute. I think I'm going to make a couple more with a couple different words on them. But I think this is a fun little project and a great way to add a little something different to your environment, a great way to decorate for the holidays, or just to change things up a little bit. And it's inexpensive, especially if you use this drop cloth. Like I said, that drop cloth is 6 by 9, and it was like $4. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Click that notification button so that you get a notification every time there's a new video release. Thanks so much for watching, and never stop making. See ya. Bye-bye.